Alrighty, gang. Good afternoon. Hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. Let's go ahead and jump right into it so that I won't keep you here and you can finish enjoying the rest of your weekend. So I got looks about 5 that we're looking at, 4 stocks, 1 future. And first one we're looking at is the /6C. That is the Canadian dollar. And I'm looking to just take this play sideways. As you can see, we pretty much just consolidated. We're doing a little up, down, and we've been yellow pretty much on these early entry bars the whole time here, right? With a little bit of movement, and then it just pretty much reverts back to this mean here, and is just consolidating. So I can't quite get over the high that I wanted to, but I can get above enough resistance to make me happy, and down far enough below support to also make me happy for the amount of time that this play may have to be on. Looking at it, okay, it's going to be 54 days out because the next one was only 26 days, and it's just a little too short. So for 54 days out, this is going to be February 4th, 54 days. I'm looking at selling the 0.75 puts and selling the 0.82 calls. Ideally, I'd like to get this 0015 credit, which is about $150. I will take a couple of pennies less. It is fairly cheap, right? With Tasty, it's only $845. So ideally, I want to get that 15 for 150 bucks of max profit, leaning very, very close to a 90 pop here. Okay, way past the expected move on this one. Would I Iron Condor it? Not really. As you can see, volume is low on the Canadian here, the dollar. So it's hard enough to get filled like this. Adding 2 more legs for an Iron Condor is even harder. Okay. Next one that I'm looking at is gonna be AMD. Now AMD, I like it bullish. It pulled all the way back here to the 50 moving average, which is right around this 135 spot. 134.95 is where support is. We do have an 821 crossover, so I am gonna watch that. But as long as we can hold this 50-day and not break it, then I'm looking to sell even further past support for a run back up to these highs. Now looking at that, we're still the January expiration here on the equity, so it's 40 days out, and I just want to sell the 110 puts, try to get like $1.15 in credit. It's going to lean very high with a 90 pop and only costs about $1,100 to put on. Now you can define it. You're gonna have to get a little ways up there. It is still right around that 30 delta. But that, and it does put you about $5 below support, so not too bad for a vertical. The pop leans it slightly less than what I like. I like to see 65 or above. This one's 63, so it's not a huge make or break scenario. So if you sell the 130s, buy those 125s for $1.50, then that would be your defined version to the naked 110 put. All right. Next one is going to be Facebook here, you guys. I'm looking to do a shorter term play on this one, but as you can see, we've also been kind of consolidating right at that 200-day moving average, and we got into our yellow bars last week, still just kind of hanging out, not doing a whole lot. So because it's Facebook and it can move, I want to do it in a shorter time frame for, probably take a little bit lower in credit come Monday. But I'm looking at the January 14th weekly, which is 33 days out, and I want to sell the 300 puts and buy those 295s. That's right at support. And then I want to sell these 360 calls, buy those 365s, and that's going to be slightly higher than resistance there, if it can if it breaks out that much. So we are covering expected move and then some. It says $1.40, but I'm probably going to be more around $1.35. Liquidity is a little bit low, but I don't want to take Facebook too sideways for too long, so I'm not looking into January. All right, next one here is Peloton. Peloton really in a sideways down trend here. So I want to go ahead and just lean this one short, skewed a little bit, okay, while covering almost the resistance there before earnings, or right after earnings I should say, and then giving it a little bit more wiggle room to run down if it needs to. So with Peloton, January, selling the 25 put and the 60 call. This is way out there with a 6 and a 7 delta, and I'd be happy at actually 50 cents or greater. Right now mid price is 65, so I'm okay. So try to say, just call it 60 cents. A couple of contracts with 2, you're looking at an 89 pop, and about a 1.5 delta short, so sideways but a little short, and it's cheap, 770 bucks to put on. Okay, not bad. All right, and the last one that I'm looking at is going to be Tesla. And Tesla, it has been taking a good dip with Elon selling all of his stock off, but we are holding this 50-day. So pending how market opens, I'm looking at a vertical spread with Tesla. Want to take it down past, multiple supports. We got one here, then we got gap fill, and we hanging out at the other one, and that didn't actually go through. It should have been 900s. So right at support after a gap fill. So if we hold this 50-day moving average, want to go along with this, and we're going to January, and I want to sell the 900 puts and buy the 890s. Okay, a little bit further out of the money for a higher pop, and where you can still get okay credit for a 10 wide. But I'd like to get, I'll be okay with this from 250 to 275, so 250 above. Spreads are a little wide. There's definitely liquidity there. It just depends how it's moving. So I'll call it 250 to 275 in credit. 68 pop, which is really good for the vertical spread. All right, and that's it, gang. That's all I got. So enjoy your weekend and have a great night. Hope to see you in chat one day. Take care.